of your Orlando Magic.
Get hip or get stung.
Oh Lord, Jesse made another one. I've been interacting with another.
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Aaron Gordon is progressing as a shooter. He said, what I've done is connected my three, my pull-up, and my free throw. They're all the same shot now. I'm going to keep trusting my skill, and eventually it'll all come together. With my motor, I feel like whatever I'm doing out there, I can just keep going and going. Kevin?
Tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Orlando. Right now they're in 7th in the conference, looking to build on their record. And checking out Indiana, 2 games back.
I think for the Pacers, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And for Indiana, Sabonis and Turner up front. Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. And it's Brogdon in at the point.
And you can't say Indiana didn't work the ball last year. Top 5 in field goal percentage.
Yeah, you know what? It was a combination of things. And I'm a little biased having my roots with the Pacers, but they consistently made the extra pass, the next pass. And they had veteran finishers as well. They were as fun a team to watch in the league for me.
Now, here's Oladipo. 6 to shoot. Pass to Sabonis. Fires from the wing. Fournier pulls it down. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. The pass to Isaac. Now, here's Vucevic. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. And the basket by Gordon.
Gordon's jumper really looking good, showing you how dangerous he is from the mid-range.
Now, here's Brogdon. Defense right on him. Drills the three-pointer.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game.
Now, here's Vucevic. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto. To the middle. Fultz, no good.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Warren, the pass to Brogdon. Over Gordon. And that one's good, Brogdon.
You've got to defend Brogdon from mid-range. That guy is reliable from that distance.
And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. It's a 3-point game. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Clark, I'm assuming all the coaches in the NBA have put in their new plays by now, or am I wrong? Will they introduce some new things, new actions throughout the season?
Well, I tell you what, you talk about the coaches in the NBA, they all have PhDs in basketball, and they are always tinkering and making adjustments, Kevin.
It's blocked.
Outstanding defensive instincts by Sabonis. Really good timing when to rise up to reject shots.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Pass to Fultz. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes the 3. Another miss by Orlando. Pacers leading by 3. Inside. Here's Turner. Shoots over Isaac. The shot by Turner no good. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markelle Fultz out of Washington, 6'4". Clark, do you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, you know, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. T.J. Leafs checked in for Sabonis. McDermott comes in for Warren. Lamb, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Malcolm Brogdon. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Doc, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Markelle Fultz. Now here is Augustine. After Jeremy Lamb's miss, Augustine dishes to Bamba. Doc the pass to Bamba. And he banks in the layup.
Good position that time around the bucket, and when Bamba does that, he's hard to stop.
There's 1:17 left here in the opening quarter. McDermott tries again, and the layup is up and in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here is Augustine. Pass to Ross. Down low. Bamba passes to Doc. Back to Bamba. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Bounce pass from McConnell. Leave kicks to McConnell. 29 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Leaf. Poked loose. Augustine with the steal. And here we go with the Magic fast break. And Ross with the slam.
Love when your point guard gets a steal and Augustine able to start the break there, fellas. Leads to a bucket.
Now here's Lamb. He's guarded closely. There's the steal. There's the killer two-handed slam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And that does it for the first quarter. Magic out in front, leading by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Magic.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jump.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
So on the floor for Orlando, Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Doc, and it's Ennis in at the 3. Here's Holiday. It's rebounded by Doc.
And watching Che, you can see that he is starting to put in the extra work in the gym. It takes a lot of reps to make it in the NBA, and the results are starting to show.
Well, you said it. It isn't just the skill improvement. Extra workouts go a long way in building camaraderie with the rest right in there. Here's Lamb. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Boy, I tell you what, nice watching Lamb convert these hard baskets. I mean, showing some real toughness on that play. And, you know, after a drought of 6 years, the Magic made the playoffs last season. Won 4 straight at the end to grab the 7th seed.
Clark, you look at Orlando's breakout season. They won 42 games after winning just 25 the season before.
And you look at the roster, lots of length. And you really have to love their young nucleus. A lot of good players that are getting better. I think these guys are really just scratching the surface of their potential.
And he makes the first. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds. But that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside. And he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
They grab their own miss. Sabonis, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, I love the aggressive nature with which Sabonis offensive rebounds. He hustles, he's got great energy, but he's also pretty skilled. And you saw all of that right there.
And Vucevic throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Sabonis, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested. Boy, nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Oladipo taking his time here. Shot clock at 5. Top of the key. But they get it back. And staying with the play, Sabonis.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Carter-Williams with it. Kicks it to Ennis. Pass to Vucevic. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Vucevic possesses what I call a throwback big man game and really is most comfortable operating from this area of the court.
Clark, you look at the defensive metrics for Nikola Vucevic lately, very good. And yet, he's been considered a liability at that end. So, in your opinion, which is it?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I think it's a blend, quite honestly. The analytics say one thing, but in this day and age, the way the game is played, big centers are typically challenged from a mobility standpoint, especially trying to defend fleet-footed perimeter guys in pick-and-roll situations and in space. To Vucevic's credit, he's worked hard at becoming better, trying to be a better rim protector and recognize where he needs to be early on with anticipation. So he's making progress, but it's a blend in my mind.
And the pass to Oladipo. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You know, he hasn't made any threes this quarter after sinking just the one in the first.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
Nobody does it better than Gordon on the alley-oop. Boom!
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Oladipo for three, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. 6 points for Victor Oladipo.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Hunter Williams dishes to Murray. Vucevic trying to get open. Murray, good. Murray's got the lead up to 13 now for the Magic.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Oladipo. And that one hits back iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Kept alive. Vucevic. That's tipped. And here is Brogdon. That one drops for him. Brogdon's got his second bucket of the night.
Brogdon doesn't mind getting bumped and bodied because he's able to handle that. Love how he fights off the defense.
And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Aaron Gordon. Aaron, you guys came out and played extremely well. What was the mindset in the first half?
We just tried to come out here, really stick to our principles, pick up the pace, and really be aggressive, and it turned out in a high-scoring half.
Just the way you want to play. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Well, you got to like what Aaron Gordon has done in this game.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Indiana, Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front, and it's Brogdon in at the 1. Pacers trail by 11.
You know, as good as the Magic were defensively last year, they were just as challenged offensively. Struggled a bit at that end of the floor. Only 24th in the league in points.
He's covered by Isaac. And the shot by Warren, no good. Here's Fultz. The teardrop falls in. And the Magic lead by 13. And to be fair, Clark, the Magic offense has struggled for about a decade now.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, you think about some of the outstanding players they've had in the past, Dwight Howard and Vince Carter. Their impact of that quality offensively just wasn't ever really replaced.
Here's Oladipo. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Vucevic.
Hey, from role player to bona fide star, the jump Oladipo has taken has been outstanding. And he's not done yet, folks. He's continuing to grow.
That one is off. Clark, how do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached, and great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Sabonis. Jeremy Lamb comes in for T.J. Warren, and it's T.J. McConnell in for Brogdon. Orlando leading by 12. Fultz looking around. Passes to Isaac from deep. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. The Pacers making a switch here. Leafs checked in. Ross is checked in for the Magic. Doc comes in for Fournier. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Now, here's McConnell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Turner. Bamba with the block.
Guys, that's all athleticism and timing. Bamba, a terrific shot blocker because he uses the physical tools he has quite well.
Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Lamb. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Turner.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
DJ Augustine's checked in for the Magic. Bamba against Turner. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. Augustine, no luck.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far. Boy, quickly becoming a real force defensively. Miles Turner, one of the league's premier shot blockers.
To the paint. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Leaf.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Isaac finds Augustine. Orlando moving the ball around. Now Ross. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Ross has got his second basket. And you look at the job description for an elite defensive big man. Nowadays, it's not enough to just protect the rim.
No, you've got to be able to move your feet and also defend on the perimeter as well. And that's where Turner's quick feet have helped him. He's able to guard smaller players and recover to the lane, and that's a nice combination.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Well, Clark, you know, it took some time for him to get to this point, but Jeremy Lamb has taken his game to the next level.
And, you know, guys, we see these young guys come into the league after just 1 year of college, and it takes them a while to figure it out sometime. Lamb has gone from being just a contributor to a nightly impact player with his scoring. But across the board, you can see his game upticking in a really positive way.
All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's best defenses. Number 1, the Magic.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you can tell they really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here is Ross. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
That's tipped. McConnell scanning the floor. 5 on the clock. Here's Turner. The shot that time, not on target. The Magic go the other way with it. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Now it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for T.J. McConnell. And a switcher also for Orlando. Evan Fournier is checked in for Doc. Ross for three. Nailed from three-point land. Ross has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Brogdon outside. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Sabonis. Over Augustine. Sabonis with the bucket. Sabonis has got 6.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Brogdon against Augustine. Pass to Ross. Fournier with the ball. 4 on the clock. Fires from deep. And no good. And so it's the Orlando Magic. 13 points up at the end of the period. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Trailing by 13. So on the floor for Orlando. Fournier and Gordon on the wing. Mohamed Bamba is out there with Vucevic, and it's Fultz in at the point. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Here's Warren. Rebound by the Magic. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Here's Vucevic. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Oladipo against Fournier. Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. Turner trying to free himself up. Sabonis, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Here's Turner. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Gordon dishes to Fultz. Pass to Vucevic. Fournier against Oladipo. Goes up on the wing. The shot's good from Fournier. And it's an 11-point Magic lead.
Boy, you've got to corral Fournier on these pick and rolls. I mean, he just knows how to pick the defense apart if you don't.
And the Pacers call time here. Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past, but the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be a movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams, although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Vucevic.
And he's had the hot hand tonight, Kevin, no doubt about it. He's gotten his field goal percentage up over 60, and you're only going to get it that high when you're taking good, smart shots.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Nate McMillan had some advice for the team during that last break. He challenged his players to try to take control here. He said, this is when we want to be efficient. This is when we absolutely have to execute. We'll see if they can get it done, Kevin.
Two shots.
So the first one drops, and that brings them to within 10.
I look at Sabonis as a terrific stretch four. He's a guy who can play either power forward or center, and he has excellent length and a nice touch.
And so he makes both from the line. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded by Brogdon. Up top, Fultz. It's stolen by Oladipo. Now here's Brogdon. D right on him. And it's sent back by Isaac. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Magic leading by 9. To the wing right side. He kicks it to Fultz. And finished off by Fultz.
Boy, I love the intensity of Fultz, Kevin. I mean, he brings it all the time, has that dial turned up.
Oladipo with the ball. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And he can't get the first one. And he ends up making the second, and that brings them to within 10.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're up by 10. 1:10 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Fultz. 1:06 left in the fourth. Now the pass to Isaac. Back to Fultz. From deep. The rebound by Turner. Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Oladipo. Up and in on the layup.
You know, guys, this is not the first time we've seen Oladipo go off. I mean, he's a score first guard and very aggressive.
Here is Doc, defended by Sabonis. Here's Gordon. Another miss by Orlando. And it would take divine intervention for them now to get back in it.
Yeah, I'd have to say, guys, I don't think the man upstairs is really focused on combat.
And I tell you, Oladipo really putting defenders in a tough spot. I mean, using his length outstandingly to draw these fouls.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. Oladipo hits them both. 24 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And that's an intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You know, Fultz is a guy who can easily take over a game if you give him an opportunity to. He's very confident and has remarkable decision-making skills.
So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. And the Pacers call time here. They're down by 8. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Here's Holiday. With the teardrop, he lays it in.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
And an intentional foul right there.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. Brogdon kicks to Oladipo. Back to Brogdon. And a miss there on the triple. And here's Fultz. It's away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. Presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Che, you got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
You did a lot of distributing tonight, leading the team in assists for your first time as a pro. How were you able to generate so many open looks?
I mean, I don't know if I did anything special. I just kept the ball moving. Found the open man, passed it to him, and hit the shots. So, shout out to my teammates for hitting open shots.
Cool. Thanks, Che.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
All good, Ted. Good seeing you, brother.